I know some of you are just dying for an update on the sunflower field. I'm gonna give you one. They're here. The first planting in the sunflowers, the buds are starting to open up, and I tell you what, they're pretty big. We got a huge sunflower patch out here, and it's already looking absolutely amazing. The ones that haven't opened up, I can tell they're gonna be big. So, mission complete, absolute success. Yeah, the sunflower field looks fantastic. I couldn't be happier. Now, whenever we planted this field, we actually did it in several different plantings. The initial planting happened, and then about a week later, we planted again, and then about 2 weeks later, we planted again. So seeds went in the ground a total of, I think, 3 times. So we're gonna get waves of these heads opening up. So they're not just all gonna come up at once, produce seed, and then fall off. So we should have a field full of flowers for a good long time this summer, and I couldn't be more excited. We're gonna go ahead and start taking reservations from local photographers. If they wanna come out here and take pictures at the Freedom Farm with the sunflowers, get a hold of me personally, and we'll get something set up. But I can tell you that it's pretty. It makes for some really good photos, some senior photos or family photos. I know that the wife and Rowan and I are probably gonna come out here and take some family photos at some point once some more of the heads get opened up. But yeah, if you wanna rent it out for the entire day and have a whole bunch of clients come out, get a hold of me and we will work something out.
All right, so now that we have the shameless plug out of the way, this week we have mostly everything related to getting the bandsaw up and running and ready to cut some wood. Fair warning, some of this stuff is a little bit out of order. We did start at Jason's garage here and we kind of went back and forth. So there's a few different projects, a few different parts, but it should make sense once it all gets put together, and we'll do kind of an overview at the end.
Constructed the second log dock that goes in between the rails of the sawmill. Whenever we bought it, it came with one and it had 2 of these claws, and the gentleman that constructs and designs these, this one was set up to where it would pinch from both sides. We're going to take a little bit different approach, and we're going to put squaring arms on the cross rails. So we're just going to have one of these on each side. As you can see, it's got some pretty aggressive teeth. And the way this works is, this is pivoting between the rails on 2 bolts. So the height adjustment basically comes from the arc of the swing of this arm's radius. So we can get nice and low or high up to about, this far. Then what you do is you bump the teeth in, and then smack this with a rubber mallet, and because of the geometry of this, it kind of wedges itself in and holds the log good enough. We only have one. I'm making the second one, or I made the second one. And it goes together pretty simple. It's just a simple bolt going through. I get my nut on. Nice. And there we go. Ooh! I just burned myself. That's still hot. Anyway, so now we've got 2 of these, so we can secure the log in 2 places. Which is fantastic, except I don't have squaring arm yet. So I went to a local steel supplier and got some tube that telescopes in and out of itself. So yeah, let me go ahead and get that out, and let me start making some squaring arm. That's still hot, don't forget. Oh, I had So this is the telescopic tubing. As you can see, two tubes. That's too far for me to reach. Telescoping inside of each other. So we're going to cut sections of this that are going to get welded to the frame of the sawmill. We're going to drill some holes in the two of the sides so that whenever we extend the squaring arm to roughly where we want it, we'll use some T-bolts, lock this in. The log will be pushed up against this, and then as the saw goes down, and once we start rolling the log, we can loosen the T-bolts, retract this, and yeah. I'm not going to cut the inner tube to length as of right now, because quite frankly, I don't know how long to make it. So thanks to the power of Milwaukee M18, I have a portable bandsaw, battery powered. So once we get out to the property and we get this stuff welded in, we'll put these inner sleeves in their place and we'll just cut a length there. Nothing has to be found on those, no welding, nothing like that. So I'm going to mark these off at, I'm going to go 8 inches. Yeah, let's do 8 inches. And then I'll put weld nuts, 2 on adjacent faces. So 4 weld nuts. So these got to be cut, drilled, weld nut. Then we'll hit them with some Rust-Oleum paint. Then we're done for the day. Hey, I don't know, I might do something else. It's like 3:30. I might get Carly out and go for a ride. In case anybody's wondering, yes, Carly gets covered up in the garage whenever I'm grinding and welding. I don't want to put dust on my sweetheart. Okay, so this is where we've landed as of right now. We have the squaring arms drilled through the frame and attached. We've got these quick release handles so we can move this up and down as we see fit. Here's the frame. 2 squaring arms installed. Well, we're back out at the Freedom Farm and Duke is supervising as usual. Today we are working on the sawmill. We just got the gate posts in the ground. What we're doing now is we're getting ready to add 3 additional bunks. The bunks go on the cross members, they hold the logs. This sawmill had the first 2 welded on when we bought it. The fellow that built this wasn't quite finished with it. I said, don't worry, we got it. We'll take it off your hands. So it was not finished whenever we got it. We have a 212cc engine. Yes, we are aware that that's probably not enough and it will be upgraded later down the road. But for now, we just got to get this thing capable of cutting wood the way we want to. The log dogs, I made that last night. This is where it goes. I hope that kind of makes more sense to you. If not, wait for a future video. You'll see kind of how they work. So, 1 bunk there, 1 bunk there, and then down at the end. Now, this sawmill is significantly bigger than what you can typically buy from the online sawmill stores. This will do a log as far as we can measure 19 feet 8 inches is its linear cut capacity, and it will do a 40-inch diameter log, which is absolutely massive. As you can see, it's constructed of structural steel tubing, and well, I don't think we're gonna have any issues with strength. That's 1/4-inch wall. This thing is absolutely massively heavy. We got the generator running the welder on the back of the truck, and yeah, this is kind of how we're gonna get it done. We're gonna do some grinding so we can have some clean metal to weld onto, and then yeah, look for the time lapse. Equally untamed bed on the welder right now. I got the welder set up just about as good as I can. Whenever you pull the trigger, that generator, she really bogs down. It's throwing the voltage kind of all over the place for the arc. So we're gonna do the best we can. And just keep in mind that the only purpose of these things is to hold the log. These tack welds are just to keep them from sliding and moving off. So it's not absolutely mission critical that these be the best structural welds ever made. So don't blame us too hard. We're doing what we can with what we have. We're having a lot of fun while we do it. Up until about 3 weeks ago, Ben had never really pulled the trigger on a welder, and boy, he is off and running right now. So once these bunks get on, the log dogs are on. While I was getting the welder set up, we got the drive belt for the bandsaw on the motor. Yeah.